When you're standing in a cramped bathroom with a squirming dog or cat, it's easy to think, I'll just grab the cheap tub I saw on a marketplace and get it over with. Most of the time, those low-priced plastic basins start leaking, rust, or wobble the moment you try to lift a heavier breed, and you end up spending more time fixing a mess than actually grooming. That regret is why I spent a few evenings watching unboxing videos, reading the little bits of info the manufacturer provides, and mentally walking through a full grooming day before I even considered the Flying Pig 50-inch professional electric lift grooming tub. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. What really made me pause was the promise of a 304 stainless steel tub with a removable floor grate that you can raise or lower. Stainless steel sounds great on paper, but in a grooming environment you have to think about water splashes, the weight of a wet animal, and the constant need to clean out hair and grime. If you've ever tried to scrub a cheap plastic tub with a razor blade and ended up scratching the surface, you'll know why a rust-resistant metal can feel like a smarter investment. Still, the price tag isn't insignificant, and the biggest question is whether the extra durability translates into smoother daily use or just a nicer-looking piece of equipment. Let's start with the actual setup. The tub arrives in a fairly compact box, with the main basin, a metal frame, and a few accessories tucked in separate bags. The frame is in style all-steel construction that clicks together without any tools, which is a relief for anyone who doesn't want to spend an afternoon with an Allen wrench. Once you've bolted the frame together, you slide the stainless basin into place and attach the plumbing on the right side. The plumbing connection is a standard garden hose type fitting, so you can hook it up to a regular faucet or a dedicated grooming sink without needing a special adapter. I found that a quick test with a garden hose confirmed there's no wobble at the base. The frame really does spread the load evenly. One of the clever bits is the removable backsplash and side splashes. In a real grooming session, you'll be moving the animal around a lot, and water tends to splash onto the walls. Being able to pull those pieces off makes it easier to wipe down the entire interior after a job, rather than trying to pry hair out of hard-to-reach corners. It's a small convenience that becomes noticeable after a few uses, especially if you work with long-haired breeds that shed a lot of fur. The floor grate is the part that most people will interact with daily. It's a two-piece, removable grate that you can adjust to higher or lower levels. When I first set it up, I positioned it low so a medium-sized Labrador could stand comfortably while I rinsed the coat. Later, I raised the grate for a smaller terrier, which let the animal sit higher and made it easier for me to reach the back of the neck without bending over the entire tub. The adjustability is genuinely useful. You're not stuck with a one-size-fits-all floor height. However, the mechanism that locks the grate into place is a simple pin. You have to make sure it clicks firmly each time, or you'll feel a slight give when the animal shifts its weight. It's not a safety hazard, but it does require that extra double check before you start a grooming session. Now, who should actually buy this? If you run a small grooming business, a dedicated home grooming space, or you regularly bathe large, water-loving breeds, the stability and size of this 50-inch tub are hard to ignore. The stainless steel construction means you can leave it soaked for a while without worrying about rust, and the removable splashes keep sanitation manageable. For professionals, the ability to adjust the grate height saves time when you have to switch between a Great Dane and a Chihuahua in the same day. The electric lift feature, though not a motorized lift, the name refers to the ease of raising the grate helps reduce strain on your back because you're not constantly crouching to reach the pet's underbelly. On the flip side, if you're a casual pet owner who only bathes a single small dog once a month, you might find the upfront cost and the space requirement a bit overkill. The tub's footprint is roughly 5 feet wide, so you need a dedicated grooming area or a garage-sized bathroom. Also, because the plumbing is fixed on the right side, you'll need to arrange your water source accordingly. Trying to route a hose around a corner can become a hassle if your setup is cramped. Lastly, there's no built-in heater or temperature control, so if you're looking for a warm water system, you'll have to pair it with an external heater, which adds another piece of equipment to manage. In terms of everyday usability, the biggest practical strength is the combination of a heavy-duty frame and a non-porous stainless interior.